Most men miss what is right in front of them, not because they are blind, not because they are clueless, but because they are waiting for something loud, clear, and impossible to miss. They expect attraction to announce itself. They expect direct words. They expect obvious signs. And that is where they lose the moment before it even begins. A woman usually does not reveal desire in a bold way. She rarely says exactly what she feels. She does not make attraction simple to read. Instead, she lets it show in quiet ways, small ways, easy to miss ways. And if you do not know what you are watching, you will overlook the very signals that matter most. That is what confuses so many men. They keep waiting for something dramatic, something obvious, something that removes all doubt. But attraction is rarely dramatic in the beginning. It moves in silence. It shows up in the way she shifts near you, the way her energy changes, and the way she reacts when you enter the room. You have likely seen these moments before. You just did not understand what they meant. Maybe she acted softer around you. Maybe she stayed near you longer than she had to. Maybe she found small reasons to keep talking. At the time, it felt random. It felt harmless. But it was not random at all. Those moments were signals, not loud ones, not easy ones, but real ones. Attraction often hides inside behavior before it ever appears in words. That is how this works. Her actions shift first. Her body responds first. Her emotions move first. And long before she says anything, her behavior has already started telling the truth. This is where most men fail. They listen only to words. They wait for clear statements. They expect certainty to be handed to them. But attraction is rarely handed to you like that. It is shown in patterns, quiet patterns, repeated behavior, small signals that seem harmless alone, but together reveal exactly what is happening. To understand this, you first need to understand why women communicate this way. It is not confusion. It is not indecision. It is not games. It is protection. For a woman, showing desire too quickly can feel risky. It creates emotional exposure. It opens the door to rejection, judgment, and misunderstanding. So she protects herself first. That is why she does not lead with direct words. She leads with behavior. She lets interest show in smaller ways, through presence, through attention, through subtle changes in how she acts around you. Men often speak interest directly. Women often reveal it indirectly. And if you do not understand that difference, you will keep missing what she is showing. This is not random. It is deeply psychological. A woman often feels attraction before she fully explains it to herself. Her body reacts. Her focus changes. Her emotional state shifts, all before she has chosen what to do with it. That is why her behavior often tells the truth before her words ever do. She may not say anything. She may still act normal. She may still seem calm, but her attention begins to move toward you. Her awareness of you increases. Her energy changes when you are near. She notices more. She reacts more. She becomes more aware of your presence, even when she says nothing at all. She is also observing. That matters more than most men realize. Before she becomes fully open, she studies you. She watches how you move. She watches how you respond. She watches how you carry yourself in simple moments. She is not only hearing what you say, she is measuring how you handle yourself under pressure. That is because attraction for her is not only physical, it is emotional, it is psychological. She needs more than interest. She needs safety. She needs to feel that being open with you will not cost her control. So before she gives more, she watches, she tests, not with words, with behavior. Quiet, simple, easy to miss behavior. She moves a little closer. She offers a small signal. She leaves space for you to notice. Then she watches what you do with it. If your response feels grounded, she opens more. If your response feels off, she pulls back. That is not inconsistency. That is her nervous system deciding whether this feels safe enough to continue. The first sign is physical closeness, small, natural, easy to ignore. She begins placing herself closer to you, not in some dramatic way, not in a way that calls attention to itself. It happens quietly, gradually, almost like it just happened by chance. But it usually is not chance. That is what matters. When a woman feels no attraction, distance stays in place. She keeps her space. She stays neutral. She may be kind. She may be friendly, but there is still a boundary there. When attraction begins, that boundary slowly starts to fade. She gets closer without making a point of getting closer. She chooses the seat nearer to you. She turns her body toward you. Even in a group, her shoulders angle your way. Her feet point toward you. Her body begins telling the truth before her mouth ever does. These are not planned moves, they are natural responses. Attraction often reduces distance before words ever catch up. She also lingers. That matters. The moment could end, but she stays a little longer. The conversation has a natural exit, but she does not take it right away. She remains near you. She stretches the interaction. Sometimes she even returns after leaving, finding one more reason to continue what already could have ended. Most men dismiss this. They call it friendliness. They call it coincidence. They miss the pattern because they focus on single moments. But one moment is not the point. Repeated behavior is the point. If she repeatedly chooses closeness, repeatedly lingers, repeatedly stays near, that is not random. That is a pattern speaking clearly. Another detail matters here: comfort. If she is close and relaxed, pay attention. If her body stays open, if her movements stay easy, if she does not tense up or create distance, that means something. Comfort inside physical closeness is not a small detail. It is one of the clearest signs of trust and early attraction. The second sign is in her eyes. Most men misunderstand this completely. They think attraction looks bold, strong eye contact, obvious interest, a long stare. But the strongest signals are often softer than that, more delicate, more subtle. And because they are subtle, they are often more honest. She looks at you, then quickly looks away. That tiny break matters. It often means emotion appeared before control did. She looked because she was drawn in. She looked away because she became aware of it. That is not disinterest. That is reaction. And reaction is often where the truth first appears. You may catch her looking when she thinks you are not paying attention. Then the second you notice, she shifts. She looks away. She adjusts herself. She changes focus. That quick recovery is not always distance. Often it is awareness. She noticed herself noticing you, and that moment matters more than most men realize. Watch where her eyes go to. If her eyes drift to your lips while you speak, that can signal imagined closeness. It is subtle, fast, often unconscious, but it matters. Her attention does not move there by accident. Her mind is already processing more than her words are willing to admit in that moment. Her body often responds with it. She touches her hair, she adjusts posture, she moves her hands. These are small, self regulating behaviors, tiny ways her body manages emotional energy. She is reacting, trying to stay composed, trying to remain normal, but her body is already telling on her in small and very readable ways. Then there is softer eye contact, calmer eye contact. Once she feels safer, her gaze steadies. Not intense, not forced, just warm. She holds eye contact slightly longer than needed, not to challenge you, not to prove something, simply because she feels connected enough to stay there a little longer. The third sign is emotional openness. This is where attraction starts becoming deeper. Because when she begins opening her inner world to you, she is not only enjoying the interaction, she is beginning to trust you. And trust is where real connection starts. Without it, nothing meaningful ever gets very far. Women do not usually reveal vulnerable parts of themselves to just anyone. They protect that side carefully, their fears, their pain, their softer truths. Those things stay guarded until safety is present. So when she starts sharing more personal things, that is not casual conversation. That is movement. That is trust being tested. Maybe she tells you about something painful. Maybe she shares a private fear. Maybe she reveals a part of herself most people never get to see. The words matter, but the tone matters more. She softens. She becomes more focused. She is not filling silence. She is allowing access. That is never meaningless. And while she speaks, she watches your response. Not only your words, your presence. Do you listen? Do you interrupt? Do you stay steady? Do you rush to fix it? She is learning whether being open with you feels safe. That moment matters more than clever lines ever will. Safety decides what opens next. Most men fail here. They try to solve. They try to advise. They try to fix what was never meant to be fixed in that moment. But she is not always asking for answers. Often she is asking whether your presence feels safe enough to trust. Listening well does more than speaking well in moments like these. The fourth sign is touch, light, brief, easy to dismiss, but powerful. She touches your arm, your shoulder, your hand. It seems small, maybe accidental, maybe casual, but women are usually very aware of physical boundaries. When those boundaries begin to soften, something has already started changing beneath the surface. What matters most is not only the touch, it is the comfort inside it. Does she linger for a second longer? Does she stay relaxed after contact? Does she keep the moment natural instead of pulling away fast? Those details matter. Touch is often less about contact and more about comfort with closeness. The fifth sign is emotional change in your presence. This one is felt as much as seen. Her energy shifts around you. She becomes brighter, more playful, more reactive, maybe warmer, maybe softer, maybe just more alive. Something changes. And that change often says more than anything she could directly tell you. She may laugh more, tease more, speak softer, react faster, or she may become slightly nervous. That matters too. Nervousness is often misunderstood. Men assume nerves mean disinterest, but often nerves mean emotional investment. If she feels nothing, she stays calm. If she feels something, her body often responds before she can hide it. The sixth sign is inconsistency, or what looks like it. She leans in, then pulls back. She gets warmer, then quieter. She seems close one day and more reserved the next. Most men misread this. They think interest vanished. Often it did not. Often she is simply trying to regulate what she feels. This is push and pull, not because she feels nothing, because she feels enough to need control. She moves closer, then creates space, not to end the connection, to manage it, to slow what she feels, to stay emotionally balanced. If you panic here, you ruin it. If you stay grounded, she feels safer returning. That is the bigger picture. Attraction is not one sign. It is a pattern, a repeated pattern. Closeness, attention, eye contact, openness, touch, emotional change, push and pull. Alone, each moment may seem small. Together, they tell a very clear story. And once you understand that story, you stop guessing and start seeing clearly. Most men wait for certainty, but certainty usually arrives late. The truth shows up much earlier in behavior, quietly, repeatedly, honestly. And when you learn to read that behavior without forcing it, without rushing it, and without needing constant proof, you stop missing what was there the whole time.